Hello, Grandma Deesy here. Forgive my hair being down this morning. I couldn't find a clip for it. Oh, I have a day off. How rare. And it stormed all night long. Oh my gosh, such thunder, such lightning, such rain. But, you know, I can't complain. We're pretty lucky here. Long week at work. Oh my gosh, was it a long week at work? And now we're all preparing for next month at work. As you can see, I got Big Blue back. I'm excited. I went by Kevin's to pick it up. I said, that's it, I've had it. I'm just gonna go. So much hair, I can't think. I usually keep it up. People ask me, why do you have long hair? That's a long story. We'll just save that for a whole nother vlog. But anyway, I went by Kevin's to pick it up. And he was working on it. I couldn't believe it. He only had it for what, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, something like that. And I said, well, psychic, I was just coming to pick it up. I was going to give up. And he said, got everything else done, finally decided to work on it. But that's okay. Put a thermostat in it, and he only charged me 65 bucks. Can't complain. So the wait was worth it. And I was happy with him again. I guess I caught him on a bad day the other day. You know, it happens with people. I always give everybody a little King's X because everyone has bad days, you know. But it seems to be running beautifully. Now Kevin says, get the camper off of it. He says it's too light a truck for that heavy camper. Well, I don't know. It's the 1500 350 Silverado. It was supposed to be a light camper because it's the pop-up kind, but I don't know. What do I know? I'm just Grandma Deesy. I don't know nothing. Speaking of not knowing anything, I was at work and I ran into this woman, and she's about, you know, my age. She looks a lot younger though. She's like fit and fabulous. That is not 2 words I would ever use to describe me. And she's blonde, and she's just, bless her heart. She looks at me and she was so upset because her newest attempt at a relationship was failing, and she was getting all the usual things. Oh gosh, I haven't dated in years, and I won't again. But she was getting all the usual, you know, you should date without expectations. And then he said to her that he felt that she was too needy because she wanted to talk to him every day. And I said, oh yeah, there's one. You're codependent. And she was like, what does that mean? And I said, it means he's an asshole. And how do I know? I went to a counselor and asked. I was like, okay, I'm dating this guy and he says I should be dating without expectations. What does that mean? Just means he's an asshole. I agree. So I gave her my speech, and I will give you mine on why women over 50 and maybe 40. It's been a while since I've been there though. But at least women over 50 and 60 shouldn't date. Okay, so here's my reasoning. I figure when we're young, like between teens and 30, all the good people, and you're excited and life is way ahead of you and everything, and you get married. So all the good people pair up and get married, right? And so then by the time you're in your 30s, the gene pool's getting smaller. So let's say that, I'm not good with math. Let's just use 100 as an example of all the people. 100 men and 100 women. Okay. So by the time you're 35, we would say 75 out of each is married. And then by the time you hit 40, of those 75 apiece, some have been widowed. A few. And those have remarried into the gene pool that's left over. So let's say that we have 20 men and 20 women left over out of 100 who are not married. And I think that's generous, actually. It's probably less than that. Well, you're over 40 now. So a bunch of those men have died off because men are delicate little creatures. So let's say there's 10 men and there's 20 women. All right. Now the other gene pool is starting to get divorced. Middle-aged divorce. And why are they getting divorced? They're getting divorced because they're probably misogynist mental patients, mama's boys are married to other people and cheating and, you know, all that. So they're getting divorced. So they're people who are indecisive. We won't call them bad people. We'll just say they're indecisive people, especially men. So now those are out into the gene pool. So now we have 20 women and we have 10 men. Of those 10 men, they will remarry half of them into our gene pool. So now you have 5 men and you have 15 women. Now, recently this is representing a lot. Those 5 men are undesirable. And of those 5 men and 15 women, there are 3 women to 1 man. And I think the actual thing is like 5 to 1. I've heard, but who knows. So those men pretty much are indecisive individuals. Read between the lines. And they're swimming around with 3 women apiece. Their pick of anyone they want to do or use or whatever. And those women, there's a few of them that are indecisive women too. I'm going to take my word for it. Probably 5 of them. But 10 of them are really good women. And they're being joined by all the women who are getting divorced or all the women who are now widowed. And so that number is going up exponentially. So now probably over 50, we have at least 25 women to 5 men. And there's your 5 to 1. So those guys are indecisive men and they're swimming around in a big pond, being able to do whatever they want with whomever they want, pick and choose. And here's these poor women wanting relationships that are loving, caring individuals, single. Now there are some women that are indecisive women. And those women like to play the field too. I don't understand that. I am a one person till death do you part, and I've proved that a couple of times now. Yes, I've been widowed twice. Now you know why I don't date. Alright, so this is what I was trying to explain to this poor girl, woman. And I said, hey, you know, hun. She says, are they all jerks out there? And I said, yeah. You know, you're dealing with leftovers. And you are just one shiny fish in a whole pond of shiny female fishes. Give up. Now, I know that all the optimistic women out there are all saying, but there's someone out there for everyone. Okay, maybe. But your odds of finding him are so minuscule. He could be Aboriginal in Australia, and you're in America. You're not going to find him. So, odds are, get on with your life, be happy. Buy an old camper that's too big for your truck. Deal with all the problems. And if you're lucky, you will have an ex-son-in-like who's willing to come help you clean the kitchen, which is what mine's going to be doing today. So I need to get out of here and go pick him up. And those are my Grandma DC's words of wisdom for the day, which no one ever agrees with. Oh, and by the way, I went to the doctor. If any of you are wanting to know what happened, I walked in and I told her, I said, that's right, I'm lethargic, I'm tired, I achy all over, I'm fat, my back hurts, you know, can't seem to lose weight, having all kinds of mental problems about it. And you can tell me that I'm menopausal, old, fat, crazy. That's okay, whatever. You know, just confirm that for me. She says, I would never do that. So she's running a bunch of blood tests. They had to stick me like 10 times, you know. I got this rubbery old skin and my veins are all. And so they finally got a whole bunch of blood out and they're doing a bunch of tests. And just to make sure, and she set me up with a psychiatrist. I'm crazy. She asked me if I wanted to see one. She said, you want to see a psychiatrist? I said, sure. Let me go mess with someone who's a headbanger. We'll bang heads together. Maybe it'll help. Who knows? I'm willing to try anything. It's middle age. You know, you're getting it from both sides. You care for your, try to care for your kids. I care for people, and then I care for my mom, whom I haven't seen mom in a while. I gotta go remedy that. Besides, today's Pop's birthday, so I have to get out of here. I got a lot going on. I love you all. Thanks for watching. This is just a quick catch up on Big Blue here in the camper, and my thoughts on dating. Don't do it. Love you all. Bye bye.
Oh, see, look what I'm doing. See? Oh, you used to be so interested. Now you're just interested in the power bar. See? Nope, it's just a giant tree. In the middle of the freaking map.
Brian, Spatsy Dandy.
Key.
What is that bird doing on there?
Feather, I guess if you think bird is feather, then feathers on its head. I'm a teenager, wait! All she freaking does. I hate teenagers. Also, I like chose the slow skin because I think the bigger you are,
You gonna get that bird now?
There's a lot of people just hanging out over here.
You gonna get that bird?
Oh, I know these people. Where is he? There's one with like Banjo or Viper, Shere Khan are worst enemies.
Now we're gonna take a bath.